Dave Scott back with Braden from Advantage Athletic Therapy on the Queensway in Simcoe. Hey, Heck, how are you? Haven't
Oh,
seen you in
not
a
too
while.
bad. How about yourself? How are you doing?
Good, good. Hey, how's the golf game coming along? You've been playing much?
Not as much as I'd like to, but I've been getting out a decent amount.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things that I always found when I golf was I never took enough water. Is hydration? I mean, you're out there in that heat. You. This is a great opportunity for you to sort of lecture folks on making sure they're hydrated today for any
Well,
sporting event.
especially this year with what we've had for weather, it's been pretty brutal. I'm sure all the farmers have recognized that. And yeah, getting to the golf course and waiting for the beer cart to come around is not always a great idea. By the time you're feeling thirsty, it's already too late. So I always suggest hydrating before, not only for our physical health but our performance. Studies show that hydration is a huge component, and that's what they're doing a lot of research on through Gatorade, actually, at the University of Guelph. And Dr. Spreed, a local guy in a Long Point area, he does all his research out there, and they found a big correlation between that.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. The other point I want to touch on with you is stretching. Now, with your golf game, do you stretch much? I mean, as a runner, I tend to warm up and then stretch. What would you recommend? What's the right time to do it?
I think the right time in terms of a time frame doesn't matter as much as what you're doing. I think that it's important to do a dynamic warm up so that you're moving and stretching at the same time, not just like the classic bend over, touch your toes, or reaching for the sky. We want to be moving as we're doing it and incorporate that a little bit. And then afterwards, that cool down stretch is when we can get into the static stretch, maybe some foam rolling, and I think that's a really important component of it.
That's cool. And one of the things we were talking about off air, and I brought this up, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it, was, you like to golf, and when you golf a lot, your score gets better, right? We were just talking about this, and we were talking about folks maybe exercising daily. And is it like I like to get out and run a mile every day, just whatever. I always do one every day. What would you recommend for somebody starting out? Is it just a walk around the block? Is it feeling what you need to do? Like, how do you guys, when you're talking to somebody that's maybe just done a rehab, and you're saying, I hear it, always start slowly, right? So what kind of base do you look at when you're doing that? It depends obviously on the injury, but when folks are ready to go, do you say, do a mile, what would you recommend?
100%, just start doing something. Kind of start that routine, set the groundwork. If you're not doing anything and then you're trying to dive into the deep end, it's not going to go well. And then we get discouraged and then our motivation goes down. We want to keep morale high, especially at the beginning. So set those easy goals. If you're going to get back into running, start around the block. Okay, I did that today. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to go twice around, and then we'll set for 2 weeks, and we're aiming for that mile. We'll make small increments so that we can see those wins along the way. That really helps us and kind of pushes us in the right direction.
Do you see a lot of folks that overdo it and then they're right back to you?
Yep, 100%. Those are the ones where you feel like things are going good. You forget about the injury, and it's just like, well, I used to be able to do this, and I used to be able to do that, and we got to take our time sometimes. And I know it's frustrating, and patience is key, but that's what it really boils down to. We don't want to have a re-injury. That's one of the most frustrating things for athletes.
Yeah, and day-to-day folks too. I mean, you aggravate something. When you do a lot of stuff repetitive, like you with the golf swing, me with the knees running, you get that wear and tear, and it's important to have that break, isn't it? Like, I mean, obviously you can't golf year round. Maybe you do, I don't know, but you need that little break to let everything heal up every once in a while, don't you?
100%.
Well?
Yeah. Not only that is you're working on other parts of it too. Like if we have knees, maybe you have a bad knee and there's arthritis or something. Well, that's already occurred. It can't go backwards. So then we want to think about, well, how can we strengthen the knee? How can we support that joint? And how can we unload sometimes? And unloading, like you said, taking some time away, it's not always a bad thing. It kind of takes us away. We reset, mental reset, physical reset. Then we get back into things.
Awesome. Thanks for doing this today. I know you're a busy guy. Queensway, Advantage Athletic Therapy. Go see this young man. He'll help you out. Take care. Have a good golf game this week if I don't talk to you, and we'll talk
Thanks
next
a lot.
month.
Have a good one.